Minx.
Hi everyone and welcome to a Minx London video. Today we're going to talk about how a ring turns fingers green, how to prevent rings from turning your finger green, etc, etc. Now bear in mind, at Minx London we sell thousands of rings, absolutely thousands. And around one person in every 800 to 900 rings sold will have an allergic reaction or some form of reaction that causes their finger to turn a greenish color or a dark grayish color. So allow me to make that crystal clear. That is, out of every 800 to 900 rings sold, we only get one person that has an allergic reaction. Now, rather than me explain everything, I'm going to read a blog post by Anne-Marie Helmenstone. She's a PhD and she's got a blog all about the science behind your finger turning this color. So I'm going to quickly read through this so you'll have an understanding of the science of why your finger has perhaps turned green and so on. And then after that we'll quickly give you examples of how to resolve this from happening and how to prevent it from happening, because there are many ways to avoid this from happening. So firstly, let's get into this. So in the blog I'm going to read now. Have you ever had a ring turn your finger green or wondered why some people say rings turn their fingers green? The reason this happens is because of the metal content in the ring. When a ring turns your finger green, it's either because of a chemical reaction between acids in your skin and the metal of your ring, or because of a reaction between another substance on your hand, such as a lotion, and the metal of the ring. There are several metals that oxidize or react with your skin to produce a discoloration. You can get a noticeable green discoloration on your finger from wearing a ring made of metals such as copper. Some rings are pure copper, while others have a plating of another metal over copper. Alternately, the copper may be part of the metal alloy, sterling silver for example. The green color is not harmful in itself, though some people experience an itchy rash or another sensitivity reaction to the metal and may wish to avoid exposure to it. Another common culprit for discoloration is silver, which is found in sterling silver jewelry and plated jewelry. It is also used as an alloying metal in most gold jewelry. Acids cause the silver to oxidize, which produces tarnish. The tarnish can leave a dark ring on your finger. If you are sensitive to metals, you may see skin discoloration from wearing a ring containing nickel, though most likely this will be associated with inflammation. So how to avoid getting a green finger? The blog goes on. Even silver and gold jewelry can produce skin discoloration, so advice for avoiding a green finger isn't as simple as just avoiding cheap jewelry. However, certain metals are less likely to turn green than others. You should have good luck with stainless steel jewelry, platinum jewelry, and rhodium plated jewelry, which includes nearly all white gold. Also, you'll greatly reduce the chance of any ring turning your finger green if you take care to keep soap, lotions, and other chemicals away from your ring. Remove your rings before bathing or swimming, especially in salt water. Some people apply a polymer coating to their rings to act as a barrier between their skin and the metal of the ring. Nail polish is one option. Be aware that you'll need to reapply the coating from time to time since it will wear away. Okay, so that's the end of the blog. So as you can see, and this is, I'm not just basing this on this one blog. As a jeweler, I've researched loads of different blogs and loads of different reasons why it turns your finger green and etc. But this is just the scientific facts that I wanted to get across. Now myself, I'm actually allergic to copper rings, particularly copper rings that don't have rhodium plating. So I suffer from this myself, which really sucks because I work for Minx London, so I have access to jewelry all the time, all amazing jewelry, and so everyone else gets to pick and choose whatever ring they want with no issues, while me, I might have an issue here and there, you know, but I'm also to blame because I'm a very acidic sweating person, meaning I drink a lot of fruit juices. Every day I drink lemon juice. So, you know, it doesn't exactly help the situation. Fortunately, I have found a system that works for me to prevent the green finger or green discoloration from happening. And it's pretty simple. It's I do like it said in the last part of the blog. I put a coat on the ring. This creates a barrier between my skin, my sweat, and the actual metal. With this barrier in place, I do not get any discoloration or any green fingers or anything of any kind. Mind you, on some rings on the rings that do affect me, I have to put 3 layers of this coating. So I put 1 layer, let it dry. Put another layer, leave it for 10 minutes, let it dry, and then do a last layer. And I'll do this, and then I won't have to do this again for around 2 months, depending on how often I wear the ring. I have so many rings that I wear different ones all the time. But one of my sisters is allergic to a certain brand, a certain company, their rings, but she loves them so much she still wears them. Okay, it's a bit crazy. But yeah, so she does the same process. She uses a clear nail varnish, and she would have to reapply the coating about once a month because she wears her ring every day. So, in a nutshell, I'm going to tell you the name of the product that I use is called, I think it's called SensoGuard. I'll put a link in the description, or I'll put a photo on the video so you can see it. That was the first Jewellery Shield product that I used, and it just worked right off the bat. So I did 1 coating to begin with, and it got rid of the green finger on a particular ring that was causing me problems, but it left marks on where the side of the ring was touching my finger. I still had like a grayish line on where the edge of the ring would be sat on my finger. So I did another layer, and then it went. So what I do now is just do 3 layers to begin with, and then I don't have any issues whatsoever. So I'll you'll see the product on the screen right now. This is the product that I used. It costs around £6 on Amazon, and I imagine it's available around the world. If not, there's another product that is highly recommended in the jewelry industry, which is called Jewellery Shield. Now, I've never personally used it myself, so I don't know how it would react to Minx London rings, for example. But I've advised a customer in the past in America, and she used it, and she had no issue with the ring. It actually worked, so everything was all good. So with that said, so we've sold thousands and thousands of rings with no issues. We got like tons upon tons of 5-star reviews for our rings and our jewelry, etc. So I just want to make it clear to people, if they are concerned or they've had this issue, this is an isolated issue for people that have allergies to one of the base metals. Predominantly it's usually perhaps a copper, or a copper that is mixed with the silver, etc. So if you have a situation like this, most people would jump straight away and say, oh, it's because it's cheap jewelry, or oh, they just completely blame the jeweler or the jewelry store, etc. It's not the case, you know, like it's just people have a bad reaction. Now, some rings might have a thinner coating of silver, or some people might be more sensitive to certain base metals, so it varies. There is no like precise thing for each precise ring or precise product. So you could buy, for example, a ring from a high street, a well-known plated jewelry brand, and they might not give you a green finger. You might buy from another one and pay even more money, but that one gives you a green finger. So it's kind of a myth, and it's a misconception that people have about the quality of the jewelry in regards to price. Doesn't matter if it's cheap ring or an expensive ring. If you're allergic to it and you have a skin reaction, it's just gonna happen. Okay. Now, most of Minx London's rings, we're talking around 97% of Minx London rings, are silver plated and also have a rhodium plated coating. Now, if you research rhodium plated, it just basically, it's a lot better. Like I'll give you an example right now. So rhodium plating. So what is rhodium plating? Rhodium plating is used to create a white reflective appearance on jewelry. As it is part of the platinum metal family, it is harder than gold, so provides jewelry with a durable surface which resists scratches and tarnish. Okay, and it also is what would be considered a very quality barrier. Okay, so it's kind of like, that's why we have, I don't know, it's probably 99.9% 5-star reviews, because most of our rings are rhodium plated. So that means it's got not just a silver plating, but it's got a rhodium plated barrier that is gonna protect you, and it could last for years and years and years and years and years, even a lifetime if you look after it carefully. Okay, so that's what separates us from a lot of our competitors. We actually pay extra to have all our jewelry, most of our jewelry, rhodium plated on top of the plating, like the silver plating. So you'll get an extra protection when you buy jewelry from us. Hence why our success rate is just phenomenal. You know, it's borderline perfect. Okay, so another thing, like that was mentioned in the blog there from that doctor, even gold jewelry can cause green fingers. Even precious metal jewelry like pure silver can cause green finger, because even these gold and silver jewelry, they have a bit of a mix in them to make it solid. So if you're sensitive to one of those mixes, you're still going to get a reaction. So you could buy you know, a ring that's over £1,000 and you could still get this reaction. You know, for example, white gold. The reason it's white is because it has different metal in it to make it the color white. Okay, so I just want to give people more of the science and the background. And also, if I do ever get someone that has a green finger, or we get a customer that has a green finger, we could always send in this video so that they'll understand the science behind it. Because essentially we want to help people. We want to help them resolve this, because not everyone wants to be spending, you know, thousands of pounds on jewelry when there's so much more nicer designs in the lower costing jewelry, in the plated jewelry arena. There's so much more designs. That you get colorful gemstone rings, and so, like us, for example, we're like probably #1 for color jewelry. We have a phenomenal amount of different designs in colored jewelry. So you want to take advantage of that. You don't want to be left out or have to pay a lot more money to have access to that. So we want to make sure that you're aware of how to prevent your finger from turning green, so that you could take advantage of this amazing jewelry and at affordable prices. So like I said, it's always best to do your own research, and you will find a jewelry shield product that works for you. Me personally, I was lucky, I suppose. I just ended up, the first product that I bought, it just worked straight away. So I hope that happens for you guys too. But if not, just don't give up. There's other options. You could try Jewelry Shield, for example. There's a beeswax product that is called Renaissance, and people use that to coat their rings. There's people use nail polish. The industry recommends that you use quality nail polish. However, you know, who knows? You might be able to buy a not very popular brand nail polish, or just your nail polish that you have lying around the house, and that might work for you. Okay, and this is you know, a well-known tip in all types of industries, For example, there's a video on YouTube of someone that does the dress makeup for the red carpet events, like the Oscars and so on and so forth. And they coat the jewelry before the person goes on the red carpet to ensure that they don't get a reaction during the event, because who would want to be on TV in front of millions with a green line around their neck or around their finger, you know? So yeah, so I think that sums up pretty much everything that you need to know for now on the basic side of things. Also, I would say that if you do the coating, do not coat the actual gemstones. Avoid coating the gemstones or the diamonds. And as a disclaimer, we haven't experimented with other barrier jewelry shield products other than the one that I put up earlier, the Sensor Guard, I think it's called. Other than that one, we haven't experimented with other ones. But on the couple of rings that I experimented with the Sensor Guard, it didn't damage the ring. It didn't do anything to the ring. So in my opinion, it's a good product. So I would definitely recommend to try that one first before spending extra money on, say, jewelry shield, for example. So yeah, just avoid the stones, coat your ring. If one coat doesn't work, do not give up. Add a couple layers, and you should be good to go with your ring. Okay? Well, enjoy that, and be sure to check out londonminx.com, where you can find a lot of amazing jewelry at affordable prices. And for those of you that, you know, just don't want to experience it, we also sell precious metal jewelry as well. We have a bunch of different pure silver design rings with moissanite diamonds, with simulated diamonds. We have lab-grown emerald diamonds. So we have a lot of variety in store. And yeah, just check it out and enjoy.